All right, we are live.
Dun 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 dun. Yeah, the flames. Yeah. One of us should do the flame, and I should get better at the outline of the state.
Oh, that's
in my
good.
head, it was right at look just like it, but to them, I'm probably doing it the way it would look to me.
Yeah, backwards.
Yeah. Hey, Bruce.
Yeah, maybe one day back. I'm trying to cut costs, man.
Yes. How much is the worth point?
Yeah, Jacob, very inspirational. Early bird, feathered hair, majestic beak, wings of love. All of us together flying on the wings of love. Oh,
I'm picturing like that Bruce got a hair dryer out, and he like poofed it up like it would be in the 70s or something before we were all teeny.
Right.
Hey, buddy.
There's Scott. What's going on? Dumpster Diver, Amazon man himself, the Brick Seeker. That's your new nickname, Brick Seeker.
Brick Seeker, yeah. He's the Brick Seeker. That's his superhero. He's like Fortnite. He can build a wall out of bricks and like that.
Yeah, like if I think of like Game of Thrones.
Yeah.
Brick Seeker. Playing with my house.
And did you see?
Now, I'll tell you. I don't know if you have stars. There's a good historical series. There's several of them. They kind of revolve around King. Well, it's more from the wife's perspective. Edward IV, King Henry the VII and VIII. It's really good. I think it's really good. It's the White Queen, the White Princess, and the Spanish Princess. I think, and it's like dealing with that 100-year around the War of the Roses when England they were all fighting for power, and you can kind of see that was the inspiration. I'm sure. Game of Thrones, because it's very similar. It's really.
That's good to know. There's more because like the main show I want on Stars is Power. I've watched the first like 3 or 4 seasons, but I keep finding stuff on like Amazon and Hulu to binge. So I'm like, well, I'll put off because I already have Apple, and I'm going through, and Apple TV does have great shows. I will say everything I've watched has been great, and they keep adding. So I'm like, well, I don't want to go to like a Stars, even though it'd be like 10 or 15. I'm kind of like, but now that I know, eventually, in a month or two, I'll probably do it for like the month, like through Prime. So you get like the free, or maybe it's a weeky or something. But I'm like, in a week, I can watch a lot.
Well, for you, this is what I was telling you. Like, I think it makes sense to get a subscription, especially now when people are home. Binge watch the show. Like we're doing, as soon as we're done, go back to and then maybe go to Showtime. Just kind of Stars, because Claudia has read the series. And so I watched it with her. It's pretty good. Like it's a series. Once again, historical. Yeah, there's lots of boobies and swords.
And like Homeland is on Showtime, I think, and Billions, and both those are really good shows. And
So, all right. Today's topics, besides watching TV, the daily Bolo Buzz, what's sold. Number 2 is the big thing I really want to talk about. What is your one thing? We'll talk about that more. And then, since Clay's been doing self-help, and I see a counselor to work on mine, we can maybe talk about any self-help topics. I'm kind of wanting to. Well, here's the thing. All right. How do I do this? All right. Like for number 2, you're one, and this kind of intersects with number 3 for me, because last week, like one of my issues throughout my life is I'm great at starting things, and I don't finish, and like, it's really bad. If you kind of think the evolution for me, it started with me sourcing on Craigslist. Actually, those Outlander books were one of the first things I sold. I found a set of signed by the author books, and I got them on Craigslist for like $15, the whole set.
Is that at the beginning of all the crap?
This was several years ago, right?
Oh, okay. At the beginning of your journey, okay.
Yeah, one of the very I've been the first, but one of the very first. And I sold those for about $100 because I knew books. I think that was one of the first pieces of advice. Start with something you know, and I knew books because I love to read. Kind of evolved into, well, I talked a wholesale where I was killing it. And I don't want to go into the product I was selling. It got me banned on eBay. But December 2016, I did 7,000 in sales on eBay. And my ROI, I didn't keep track of it, but I bet you my ROI, my profit margins, they were insane, dude. Out of that 17,000 in sales, it was probably 13,000 profit. It was insane.
That is.
And then when I got banned, and I had successful in getting my data. Obviously, I keep away from that. Then I kind of went to the old school approach, you know, the garage sales, one-offs. Couldn't sell on eBay for a while, so I was selling clothing, Poshmark, Bonanza, and then I did kind of get back into wholesale, but things that I could easily Poshmark, and I don't know. I'm just kind of rambling right now. It's like I always try different models, whether it's garage sales, thrift stores, estate sales, online auctions, storage auctions, and I guess it's like a blessing and a curse because I've been successful at all of them.
Yeah.
But I never focus on one thing. But imagine if you actually focus on one area.
Renzi, basically.
Yeah, for shoes. Yeah,
like
right.
Shoes. They started with all sorts. It sounded like maybe a lot of shoes, but then they were like, we like shoes. We can find them. You know, it seems like Rally has kind of focused in on, sure, they've got YouTube, of course, and good for them. Love them. You know, the course, but T-shirts, you know, they're clothes and shoes. It seems like, you know, maybe the one-off item, but they used, you know, but Renzi really is like this laser, you know?
Well, and he reminds me of Chris. Oh, and I don't mean this. Chris is just more analytical. Like,
yeah,
he's really good for the motivation, and he brings energy, and a lot of people like that. He's like a little version of Chris or Daily Refinement, just not as analytical. That's what Chris. Chris, Daily Refinement.
No, you're saying who's a minor version? I thought you were saying you.
Yeah, I think Renzi. I mean, Renzi's selling shoes, so he's kind of doing a little bit lower approach of what Chris is doing, because Chris is doing 30, 40, 50,000 a month, and it's primarily shoes. But he's about how, kind of like me. I see some of me in him. Like I obviously I think he's the best YouTuber, because if you just apply what he tells you, you're going to be. But a lot of people don't like him because he's not as entertaining. But screw that.
I don't like him a lot. Yeah, because I can learn from the others.
Well, you're not going to learn at the level you're going to learn from Chris. I'll tell you right now.
I'll learn enough. I mean, I think I know enough to make as much as I probably want to end up making. You know, at this point, maybe more, but he just doesn't register for me. It's kind of like therapist, you know, like my group therapist.
You know what? Like, you kind of remind me of like a student, right? Like he's in your class and he's like, you know, I know Clay knows his stuff, but he's just not registering. I don't want to be in his class. It's just not registering for me. Even though I could make an A, it's not feeling it.
Yeah. But it's like, but it's like with my group therapist. She was great, but for one-on-one, if I had only seen her for one-on-one, I wouldn't be where I was, because we just didn't like.
I think therapy is different though. Yeah, therapy. I fully agree on that.
I guess to me, just overall personality. It's kind of like how at this age, like with athletes, I don't care if my team sucks as long as I got good people on my team. I don't need jerks and bad guys on my team.
So you're saying Chris Daily Refinement's a jerk and a bad guy?
No, just saying his personality isn't what I want. Doesn't mesh with me, you know? It's like TV shows. You know, like we all like different things. You like the very analytical, and it gets you pumped, which is great. I'm glad for you. But for me, it's Rally and a little Chris and muscle Aquaman guy in Austin.
Yeah, I like Bonafide.
Bonafide, you know, and then I can get a lot of the Chris stuff from you, and it comes across different, you know, whatever. So, you know, the benefit of, you know, more personable.
So instead of us reviewing all the YouTubers, and they're you know, what you like. You know, I don't even know why anybody watches us, but for some reason we got a small little following.
Yeah, we got a cult.
Well, that's good. So there is the personality there. But my main point was, this is one of his points, is it's the one thing. And even he gets distracted and wants to try different things. So we've tried all these things, but he said he's focusing. He's just shoes. And part of it's an ego deal, right? Part of it is an ego deal that you want to prove that you can do it all.
Yeah.
And like when you were talking about storage units, and Andrew did that storage unit. And by the way, he's already made $200 on that storage unit. So he paid 80 for it, so he's already profited in the group. But I think for me, and this is what my one thing, this is what I'm focusing on. It doesn't mean, I guess, kind of like Rally Roots. Yeah, if you see like a no-brainer, it's okay to pick it up. But I'm not going to be actively looking for other things. I'm not going to be actively doing storage units. I'm not going to actively be doing online auctions. I'm not going to be actively doing estate sales. And it kills me because I love all those things. I'm not going to actively be going to thrift stores. I don't want the corona here in Texas for sure. And I love, and that's the problem. I enjoy doing it all. But what I am going to be doing, and I've never been busier, and this is June, the slow time, is wholesale. It's wholesale. Like I can't even get all my orders shipped out every day. And I've switched over to wholesale. And it's different. The work is different. My work is, it's more sourcing. It's more Terapeak. And Chris was talking about this with another guy that does something similar on Amazon, computer work. But the results, you can get one product, multi-quantity replenishables, and you create a listing. You put a lot of energy into that one listing. And then you cross list and it just sells over and over and over again. And then you add another product. And because I was looking like I was on Poshmark, that's what I was doing. I was doing the wholesale in that first year. And I ran my sales report. I did 62 sales, 18 on Poshmark. I ran my sales last year, 2019. And it was like around 40. Like I was down quite a bit, or maybe it was 50. I was down to $1. And then I was like, well, what's the difference? I was selling used shoes mostly. That was my focus on Poshmark, which it sells great and went off. But why did I get away from what was working for me?
Yeah.
And that kind of bleeds into number 3. It's like, why can't I just focus on one thing and see it fruition? That's like a personal demon of mine. And so I'm trying, and I talked about this with Joel, my counselor, and that runs through my whole life. So I'm really working on that, and specifically as far as reselling, like wholesaling. That's wholesale.
If you can do it in reselling, then it'll help in the other areas.
Yeah.
Like for me, it's all areas tie. You okay, Kat? All areas, tie together. So it's pick the ideally easier path to getting better at that thing, and then try to apply it to the other areas.
So let me Scott's question, then I'm going to turn the tables on you. I'm going to ask you, what's your one thing? And then if you want to talk self-help, maybe it relates, maybe it doesn't. And I'm guilty too, because I'm not saying it's like a big ego, but like you're kind of my protege. Like I've mentored you, and you just kind of follow along what I do. And I'm like, damn, I've drugged clay through all these.
No, but it works.
Styles.
And I think I kind of helped you some be like, just do jewelry and maybe some shoes, when I was like, okay, I've been saying I'm going to do Posh and that. But then when I was like, maybe when I said maybe I should just focus on shoes, then you were like, maybe I should just focus on whole,sale and, you know, until I can get wholesale. Yeah, I need to, but you know.
Part of it is I'm very competitive. That's another thing I have to work on. Like when you said shoes, because I was doing shoes for a long time. Oh, well, I'm gonna do shoes too. I can't let Clay just do shoes. Like why can't I? Why did I do that? How many sales? Like haven't been counting them. I did post a picture on Instagram. I didn't even get all my orders that came in from yesterday out, but I would guess 35 to 40 orders is kind of what I'm cranking out a day. Like, and I'm cross listing, so probably 20 on eBay. I had 1 on Offerup, 2 on Mercari, and then a bunch on Poshmark. And eBay are kind of around the same. And then I gave and I shut down because I like, all right, I do have some wholesale stuff I need to list, and I need to follow up on emails and research. So if you're doing wholesale, you need to outsource, give yourself time at the computer for product research, studying solds. We're looking at Terapeak. We're looking at the different markets, trying to figure out what's trending. And then you have to go out and reach out to wholesalers, whether you're calling them or emailing them, or I don't want to go into that too much.
Yeah.
And that's the one thing I hate about wholesale is like I can't open up about it the way I can about all the other reselling. And that makes me sad. But the thing with wholesale, if you share it,
you lose.
You lose.
And people can figure it out. I mean, like, if I didn't know what I knew, since I'm in the tiny loop of 2 basically, or maybe like a few others, but like, yeah, then I probably could figure it out. Well, no, I could figure it out because Angie knew about, that site. You know what I mean?
Be careful now. Yeah.
No, I know, but she knows.
Yeah, there's information. If you got the internet, I mean, it's not rocket.
Yeah, even if you suck at Googling like me, yeah, you can figure it out.
All right. So with all that being said, enough about me. What's your one thing? What's going to be your focus for reselling?
Focus for reselling? Is that what you said?
Yeah.
Okay, so you're a tad laggy, and then I need to turn my volume up. I opened the door so I don't get too cool here.
Or I guess I should preface it. Do you want to do something? Like, I didn't do just one thing for a long time. I'm making the decision, but I guess it's not fair for me to assume you're going to do one thing.
No, I'm going to try to do right now clothes and shoes are good on Posh. So I'm still debating do I source or not? Or if Val and Danica are willing to source some, can I get, some more clothes and stuff coming in, from a few people, paying basically what I would at the store, maybe a little over for good quality. It's on my list to do the stuff that we started a couple weeks ago, the wholesale stuff, whatever. I got to get that ordered. So I guess kind of right now, once that I'm waiting on that, because that could be a couple of months. It's try to get some more clothes. I might have to go to, like I say, some garage sales versus Goodwill, if it's like in the driveway, feel safer, and try to pick up miscellaneous, and maybe it doesn't sell till Christmas. But if I'm getting good stuff, and if it's just one Poshmark thing a day, I guess. Oh, and then the storage units, because of our local buddy. I mean, right? Because you'll go with us when we go do that, just for the sake of learning and video, sort of thing.
I'm scared that I'll go and then I'll be back in the storage units.
I know, yeah. But I'm going to trust him since I've learned a lot from you, and I might as well go with, since he's willing to go with us, that'd be fun. And
well, I think you're one personally. I mean,
oh, he froze. That's a good. I guess he'll realize he'll leave here in a second. Who else is out there? Anybody else out there watching? Yeah, Scott, I've never sold on Bonanza either. So it's synced with eBay. Yeah, Brian's told me about it. He's singing. Yeah, it does look like that. You're right. Here, I can talk about my workout. I did 4 miles. Total time 51. But my overall time is a little more than that. 1 hour 12. it lost some time in there. I didn't notice. I looked down at one point and it wasn't like, I'm trying to look now at the app on the phone to see where the gap is. Oh, and I learned this yesterday. This is kind of cool. The different colors. This is the iPhone with the iWatch, Apple Watch. Like, see the green right there? Like I trotted a little bit, right? So like it's yellow, green, red. So I thought that's kind of cool. I've never used my watch a lot to run because I have a Garmin, which maybe I need to sell now. A running watch, more specific, doesn't do all the things this does. But yeah, so here's my crazy looking route. Here's part of it. I went up and down this hill here a few times. So it lost part of the run somewhere in there. I don't know how it got stopped. Maybe I scratched my back or something like that. I don't know. Maybe it didn't. I don't know. But I didn't really want to run today, but I dropped the car off at Angie's and I had to get home. So it wasn't all run. It was like, I don't know, maybe a mile and a third was running, and then 3 was speed walking kind of. There he is. He's yeah, it's just that FU internet. This is did you see how you froze Jacob, what I say? Bruce was like, he's singing because you were like you were laggy enough that I was almost gonna be like, yeah, maybe you'll have to restart it, and then like you.
Well, I restarted the computer. I probably need to restart the stupid router upstairs. I'm so frustrated with our internet. But anyway, I'm just waiting for Spectrum to get out here.
Yeah.
I have no option.
Yeah. So I guess my thing while you were gone, I just talked about my route today to not go off topic. So do the storage unit, because like if I could get some like Andrew, the one that I did with you, the one I helped you clear out. Danica messaged, she bought one today in Benbrook, $230, a bunch of tubs and bags. And for her sake, I hope no furniture really. So I'm like, and that seems expensive right now, but I might end up spending more when our buddy goes with us, because if there's a good one and we're looking at him and we both like, yeah, that looks good. And he says it's good, like what we were that one day willing to go, like 200 each, I think. And it ended right at, well, there was one online, but then the in-person. So I'm like, might I spend 400 on a, but that's before I do that. I need to ask him more and learn more about the consignment. Like, do I just take a few good things out and then the rest do I take like to one of the places where we both picked up, and how much do they take? 30%. What happens to the crap that doesn't sell? Can I set a rate and be like, if this was some statue, like, can I say this should go for 10 at least, or do they set that? You know what I mean? I don't know how all that works. So before I buy a unit, I kind of think I need to know how the consignment part works, Or
just buy you a unit and figure it out.
Yeah. Yeah. And if he's going with us, I can ask him that day.
It doesn't have to be consignment. I mean, consignment maybe. I mean, if that's the way you want to go.
Well, maybe at first to get money coming in, to get another and another, to maybe grow it fast.
Well, Andrew's took like that's gonna be his thing, storage units. He loves it. I mean, he delivered those sectional couches. And then he sold and he's already sold several things. Storage units are great. Like, I don't know but if I did storage units, I would need to keep my storage unit, which I'm going to get rid of. Because I can run a wholesale operation from my garage for quite a while. And if I outgrow it via wholesale, then I should be making some serious money.
Yeah.
But going back to your thing of spending money, sometimes you got to spend some money. You got to there's a risk element. Like on my wholesale orders last week, I did and this is relatively small for wholesalers, but it was like a $750 wholesale order.
It's a lot.
And I've done many of those $500 to $1,000. And I guess the bigger step on that would be, I don't know. I'm not looking to brand and go onto Amazon.
Yeah.
Some people, I just, Just find things I can sell on eBay and Mercari and Offerup.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure.
Maybe local marketplaces.
Yeah, well, it's like how I said last year, I spent a fortune on supplies because I dove in. I mean, it was sure. Did I have to get that light box? But no. But once I got it, I started using it. I've used everything basically that I have ordered, or I will. Like some of the shelves are semi-empty, you saw, but they'll get used eventually. One place, like, you know, and on wholesale, when I do it, I'm going to probably spend at least $300, because if I do the model of like X number of items times X amount, that's this, and I get X number of items, $300-400 at once.
Yeah.
So, I mean, yeah, in the next few weeks, I could spend, oh God, yeah, a whole bunch. Oh my God, a whole bunch. If I buy a unit or two and wholesale.
See, you're kind of like me where I was. Like, I think you got to figure. You probably need to think on like, what is your model? What's your thing going to be? Is it a combo? Maybe it's units.
It's probably a combo at first until I get the wholesale.
Because the units give you pretty much instant cash. Like that money.
Yeah, that's why I'm thinking, and having between your knowledge and his, you know, I feel pretty safe at being able to, you know, flip some of it pretty quick or whatever.
Oh yeah, like you said, you're not going to lose money on a storage unit. You should.
No. So I guess that. Oh, what was how much? Maybe you answered and I didn't hear. How much is Worth Point a month?
There's different levels, but basically 40 a month.
Okay.
If you're going to be doing storage units and auctions, I would probably. That's why I had it, but since I've made the decision to wean myself of that, and it's good to know that if I, you know, maybe it's a little hobby. Every once in a while, I buy a little bit from an online auction, but it's not going to be my main thing.
Yeah.
Because here's the thing: you only have so much energy and time. And what are you going to become really proficient? Think about it. I mean, you teach history. I teach English. 1 year I taught English and history when Hardy got sick. But and that was hard. It's hard because you only have so much energy and focus. And if you're dividing yourself up into too many areas, you're not going to become a master in any one area.
And I'd like to maybe more to be shoes in a sense, but you know, that's why now the auction, the units is maybe kind of for now replacing, because if I don't want to go to Goodwills and stuff, I got it. I mean, I'm selling one thing a day on average on Poshmark, but at some point that runs out if I'm not sourcing. And even if Val and Danica get me some or decent amount, and then my random ass crap, you know, sells over the next whatever, I got to.
Well, I've mentioned this to you. I have good stuff here. I've already done the research.
Yeah, and I might, just buy some of,
And it's money. Like I sell this stuff, and like me not listing it right now is because I'm focusing on wholesale. But there's money. There's money all behind me.
Yeah.
And the stuff sells. But part of me, because I'm saying I'm gonna do wholesale, I'd really like it to be gone. But I know it's money.
Maybe
but if you need stuff, I could sell it to you at cost. And it's also stuff I've already researched. I know it's money.
Oh, that might be worth that would help too. Yeah, if some of that is done, then and even if it's a long tail, then you know some of if it's whatever short to medium to long, whatever.
That's a mix.
Once the money's gone, I don't worry about what I've spent really. You know, I mean, I do, but I know I'm not spending much for what I've made so far. Like, I've always spent on expenses. That's why I haven't made more, because I've spent a lot on, you know, the microphone, you know, like.
We bought a bunch of crap. The GoPro camera I bought. I've got it's ridiculous. I don't know why I have so many ring lights. I have 4 LED ring lights. I had 2 light boxes.
That's awesome. At least you unloaded one box. You had a Francie.
Yeah, I was glad to help her out.
You should advertise to, or sell maybe a ring light to Andrew if he needs it, or 2.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
I mean, I could always maybe buy one because like when I take pictures of clothes on the backdrop over here,
Yeah.
It's like I've got the light from the windows in the morning. It's decent right now, and there's the ring light, and then I'll turn the light box on, right? So then but it's still some shadows kind of.
Yeah, you could put two of them, and like right now I'm using the ring light to provide because it's dark in here, so that's on the low setting. So they're very. I mean, they're great tools. I just don't know why I got so many of them.
Well, you were gonna. I guess part of it was what you were amping up, and Justin was starting to do more and more like months ago, and you had two upstairs and downstairs.
Yeah, my plan was to have multi-listers, and that just never came to fruition.
Yeah, that's our tough. Yeah,
finding good help is important. Gosh, what was I going to say? There was something.
I know. I was going to write something on my to-do list that one of us mentioned, and it's killing me. I'm like, please get on my to-do list.
Here's a Bolo. Well, I'll give you my Bolo. I don't even want to share my screen. But like I sold a jacket from one of our storage units. It was one of those Ralph Lauren.
Yeah.
And I had it on sale, 50% off. It still sold for $35. It was like the
nice. Yeah.
But the shipping was like $20, and it only cost me like $7 or $8 to ship. So I made probably $40 on that. So that was a nice. Selling during the summer was interesting.
Off of a quarter. Yeah. Like, I mean, a lot of the stuff that I'm selling, as I've said,
had 6 months,
is that like here, I'm going to go through my sales here from the unit we did together. I think I've sold a total of 50. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4.
Fishing and picking. I love that question. What point in your youth? The answer is no point. No point in my freaking youth did I want to be an English teacher. I enjoyed reading. And that kind of goes with this. I've always enjoyed reading. Got out of college. I was a police officer. Loved that. Then, I mean, with a literature degree, it was always an option. And working 6 p.m. to 6 a.m. with a family, it wasn't good. Like if I was single, I'd still be a police officer still. Well, I don't know now, man. It's hard to be a police officer right now. Oh my gosh, that's a whole nother topic. But at no point, if I could go back in time, this is exactly what I would.
You want to be an English teacher? I love that.
And by the way, you should capitalize the E in English, Mr. Fishing Picking.
I gotta take a picture of that. That's like the best thing ever. But I have students who want to be teachers, so it does happen.
Yeah, and welcome to the channel. Anyway,
but
if I could go back and do it again, I wouldn't even go to college. As much as college is great and I believe in it, like I would just become a reseller. Like I'd be so wealthy right now because I've done all this in the past 3 years.
I'd probably be like a skilled carpenter or something if I could go back, or a welder.
I'd be like Craigslist Hunter by now.
I would do a trade, like I wish I knew how to make stuff and build things, Craig, isn't that you, right? Two Dogs Digs. He's funny. He and his partner, maybe husband, but no, they're good people. Yeah, out of 57 things on Poshmark, I bet like at least 15 are probably from our unit we did together. And then if I looked on eBay, I bet there's another 10 probably. And I still have a boatload because I ended up listing everything from it. I was going to go to Buffalo Exchange, but then all this hit. So, Clay Can. Yes, it is. So Craig, I have I created a new self-help YouTube channel. Called Clay Can, and my Instagram I changed from Clay's Closet to Clay Can / So I'm actually doing like 2 or 3 videos a week on it, short, just like about whatever's in my head, kind of. Rick is your husband. Okay, I wasn't sure if y'all are married or not. 17th, all right, congrats. They're hilarious when they do their show. So that's my new channel, and the logo, the same logo, different colors. I like the logo enough. The guy did.
I even wonder.
What is your brain now? I wonder what you're wondering.
I was just thinking, I don't think you're a reseller at heart. Don't take it the wrong way. Like you can do it, you can do a good job, but it's not in your blood.
No. I'm doing it because it's a way out of teaching and back to volunteering with kids or something. I don't know.
Do you like it better than teaching?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. It's better. Now, if we were able to get out, and once I get more income, I think I'll feel better. And who knows? Life might not ever be back to normal, and not to go into that. And if not, that's okay. I'm a self-isolationist, and I have a tiny bubble of like 5 people. I'm pretty good for I'd say the rest of my life with 5 people. One's Brian, that I actually see in person, but
it will be back. It may be a while.
Yeah, but eventually, like if I can get out to volunteer with kids, that would help me, I think, and maybe I eventually do like take, I don't know, a class on, like there are welding classes. Maybe I learned that I can weld and I resell some and I weld, or I don't know, you become a welder artist. I'm world famous for welding a pair of Nike shoes out of metal. I don't know. If I was younger, I might go get like some like take welding classes. But at 47, even as young as we are, and I think I can get back in shape to learn to run 50-mile races and stuff, doing a manual labor job, it was hard enough doing Hoop It Up at 25, so.
Right.
Just want to know what NC State.
Yeah, I'm messing with your fishing pickle.
Is that where you're at fishing picking? If you don't mind, you don't have to share your name. I like learning people's name. And are you in North or South Carolina? I'm guessing. A few years.
Isn't Alton Addicted to Hustle? He's on our Thursday night show.
Yeah,
he's in that area too.
Alton said North Carolina. He works at UNC even as a tech computer IT guy. Look at that quote by Craig. A few years of the trenches and it'll be 100% thrifter. Yeah, once I figure out more what I'm maybe like, the path, the Jedi path or something, Yeah. But no, I do like it more because like I don't do enough, but I don't mind pictures. I don't mind listing. It's actually all like become more or less fun, and I think now to tie in like the number 3, like running these last couple of days, and I will the next couple of days. And I didn't want to today, but I'm like, well, I'm dropping the car off at a time where Angie probably can't bring me home. So just make yourself, it's 2 miles, and I went farther. So.
Look at this comment. You ain't running races.
That's funny. No, maybe I'll be in the world record book for like.
I could finally beat Clay in a race.
Somebody, how people will run like, the Boston Marathon in like a banana outfit. I'm running in like iron shoes.
Like imagine a night running.
Yeah. I do need to look up. I'm going to look up if there are any trail races in Texas this summer, because there still might be trail races, because they're so small, and I could just stand way back away from everybody, let them gather near the start line and run off, since I'd probably be last, and just because trail running is mostly you're spread out, Yeah.
Well, once you get past the start, yeah.
Yeah. The few I've done, and they're, you've gone, and we need to do that next week. Yeah, go down to the Preserve or the Audubon or whatever.
And that's kind of all right. Self-help topic, that's part of self-care, right? Physically, mentally, emotionally, spiritually, all that. And I love hiking. Like that's why I do want to, if we can, I'd still love to go to Colorado. I think they're about the sourcing just to do some hiking, but so I've started running again. It's real slow, but
hey,
and I get discouraged, but it's like I just gotta stick with it.
It'll get, and a lot of it, it's the reverse. I need to apply running to resale, and you apply resale to running, and we meet in the middle on it.
It's a mindset. If you could do the running, you could do the resale. If you could do the resale, it's just determination. It's coming up with a plan, right? Your one thing or whatever your model's going to be, and then being consistent about it. And then making adjustments as you go along. I mean, they're both similar.
Here's my Posh average, $19 off of 57 items. Not great, but not horrible. And a lot of that is free stuff or the quarter or 50 cents from the storage unit, you know. If I looked at the cost, it's still probably pretty low on what I spent off of almost $1,100. I bet I've spent maybe $100.
Well, Chris, here we go. I'm quoting Chris again. Gosh, what is the percentage? I don't know exactly, but something like 90% of the things sold on eBay are under $20. And I'm sure that's probably similar to Poshmark. So if you're not doing the high luxury goods or the high ASP items, then you've got to do volume.
Yeah.
And a lot of my wholesale items are kind of like that. They're $5 to $10 profit each.
Yeah.
But you've got to do volume. And they're easy to ship, you know, they're easy to list. I don't have to, once I create a listing, it's done. I just have to add new quantities.
And I got to figure that out anyway, kind of just so I know, you know, for last year's taxes, I guess. Hey, Glenn, or just for myself. I don't know if I have to for taxes, but yeah, now
we do quite a bit of that on the Patreon. And I'm saying that I haven't been on in like 3 or 4 weeks now.
Yeah.
Because I'm trying to balance I'm forcing myself away for a while to balance my personal and work life. But I will be back. But when we're a lot of the Patreon calls is looking at he'll bring up 3 different store models. He'll look at this big eBay store. These are all big eBay stores because you want to learn from what are they doing right. And this one does this model. They're high ASP items, or they're luxury items, or they're a consignment store. And then here's another store, and they do a lot of volume, and it's a lot of lower price items. And we look at, well, how are they doing this? What are they doing? And so it's kind of like reverse planning. You're looking at these models and figuring out, that's all you're doing. You're trying to figure out how someone that's already successful is doing it. And you're looking at it and you're trying to figure it out so you can implement it.
Yeah.
What's up, Swamp Picker?
Howdy, Glenn. Down in Baton Rouge, right? I think he's in Baton Rouge.
Makes me want a po' boy. I'm hungry. We're making I was making chicken. I don't know if it's chicken flatas or chicken tostadas.
That sounds good. I don't eat it anymore, but it does sound good.
You can do a vegetarian one. You can do
but you know me. For my dinner, I'm having leftovers from this place, taco joint. I went by Wednesday and got breakfast tacos, and they have, it's not the best queso, but pretty good. So chips and queso. So after we do the show, I'll sit here and maybe I'll finish up like the Poshmark stuff, you know. Oh, because I did figure out like the order price. I looked that up, 1,163 so far this year. The Posh fees was like $279.93. So my net earnings was $883, which seems, I don't know, I guess that seems okay. Like, you know, almost 900 net earnings, and the order price, you know, and the fees are 300.
You really didn't focus on Posh very much either.
No, I put it up there and share it with my assistant, but I haven't added to the closet in a while. So yeah, that's the other thing we were just saying. Yeah, I guess I do need to figure out, cost of goods for Poshmark for last year's taxes, so I can add that in. Or no, for this year, I didn't do Poshmark, but I need to, as part of getting caught up, I need to figure out the cost of goods for this year, so I can put that in GoDaddy. Okay. Yeah, glad I realized that. I used to smoke while I jogged when I was younger. I remember in college, my freshman year, I played IM football with the guys like in our dorm, and we had guys at halftime that were smoking, nice guys, and it just frustrated because I wanted to win. You know, I'm competitive and like I wasn't great, but it flagged football pretty good. And basically, our offense was my buddy Charles. We both ended up joining this fraternity that my brother had helped start a few years before.
Right.
So then we played on the team after that, and I never lost the next 3 years. But he basically, I'd snap it to him, try to block. He just backed up because nobody else could block, and he basically dumped it to me, and it was like a 2-man offense as much as we could. Because the other guys, they couldn't run because they were smoking, and they
it's kind of hard.
lung capacity, like, so
not a good combination.
Yeah, Baker Hall, Austin College, Sherman, Texas.
Yeah, like, man, from high school all the way until about 35, I was a basketball rat. Indoors, outdoors. Like in my 20s, probably spent at least 20 hours a week playing basketball.
That's awesome.
Lots of hoop it ups. We won a few of our divisions too. We were pretty good. And even like in my younger years at Grinder, I can still hoop when the teacher fouled for the games. Now I can go out there.
Yeah, remember the year, my first or second year, we played Garcia Middle School?
Oh my gosh! Yeah.
And they had had 3 monster guys. Sure.
Yeah, he was an ex-NFL lineman. He played for Carolina. He was like 6'8", probably 300 pounds at least. Like I'm a big guy. I'm like 6'4", 250, and of course I had to try to guard him. And
I will say I blocked him out of the lane one time on a free throw. I was proud of myself because I knew that leverage. You know. Nah.
He moved me like I was nothing a few times.
Well, I also waited till he's up in the air, and then you just kind of scoot him back. We had that big guy that subbed when they moved. Remember Quentin Williams up to the front to monitor stuff? They should have given him the job to replace him, but then we had one girl who's kind of a ringer who taught at a different school. But yeah, that ex-lineman, he didn't teach at Garcia. They also had the guard who stole the ball from me and like Mr. George.
How was he playing? How are they playing if they don't even work there?
Well, we had one female ringer who taught at another school. They had 2 or 3 that had taught at Garcia. Yeah, and the game ended in a tie. So what the principals got together and we were lobbying, or most of us, we said, well, we'll let our ladies go back out there because we alternated quarters and our ladies were way better than their ladies.
Yeah, we had events on the women's side, and they had
they had the advantage on the guys because they had the huge guy, two big guys, and this one guard who, like, as good as I am, I'm small, or I'm not small, but I'm 5'11". I'm actually better like down low, setting screens, getting some rebounds. Like me having to bring the ball up court was not, but it was fun to play in the afternoons. And the last time I played Griner, I sprained my ankle like a month before school got out in 2012 because I was going to run the San Francisco Marathon. So I switched to the half because it didn't heal fully, or something. So and that's why I never play in the faculty game because I usually have a race the last few years. And I'm like, I can't take a chance. And when I heard the faculty lost one year, I'm like, well, I can't be part of it. I mean, I was like, hammer them, do something. Do not let children beat you. Just whack them.
Well, they lost because I was coaching that boys team. We had a really good boys team one year. Finally, we had some athletes, and we were good, and the girls were good.
That just killed me when I heard that. I'm like, I know not everybody played, and I would have.
I was old and out of shape at that time, but like me in my prime, I could hoop.
Oh, 10 years ago when I met you, when we played. Yeah.
I mean, I could still do half court. I may not be able to walk much for the next week.
Right. Yeah. 10 years ago. Me, you, and Mr. Morgan alone.
Yeah.
Ralph was pretty good, so this kids want to beat us. And Mr. George. Yeah.
How much sharing and parties are you doing on Posh? Well, it's funny you say that. Like, actually, tomorrow at I don't know if it's the 5 or I guess it's a 6 p.m. party. I'm co-hosting that party. It's the Everything Plus.
Oh yeah.
Party on Poshmark.
What time's that at?
I think it's 6 p.m. 6 p.m. our time Central.
Okay.
4 p.m. Pacific. It's my second Posh party to co-host. Mm-hmm. But the more the better. On Poshmark, you can share up to about 10,000 times. I have a virtual assistant, which I share with everyone that shares for me. It's a person that shares for me. Matter of fact, if you look in the description, you'll see the link there. I've got Clay using her. eBay Poshman is using her. Like everybody, if you use them, like your sales will go up because
Awesome.
when I've done a lot of Poshmark closet reviews. I've got a whole thread of those on my YouTube channel, and that's one of the main problems people make on Poshmark is not sharing their closet enough. Like you need to share it 4,000 or 5,000 times a day. Like it's an obscene number because every time you share it, your item goes to the top of the search results, and of course it goes to all your followers too. You also want to follow people. And I'm also now sharing. Once I share, all right. So I share my lately the past couple of weeks, I'm probably getting 7,000 shares out a day. Like I'm trying to get close to the 10,000. And also share at that 9 p.m. party. Share your whole closet at that 9 p.m. party. And I'm also sharing other people's because people are really active at the time. I'm also sharing the Posh Party items where they've shared it. I'm resharing it because that'll get you shares back. Plus, it will also get you followers. So it's very specific in that 9 p.m. Also around the 8 p.m., right before that 9 p.m. party, Central Time, that's when I do my offers to likers every night. Because between like 8 till 10 or 11 p.m. Central Time, people are really active on Posh. That's like the killing time. So the more sharing, the better. The main party is that 9 p.m. party. If you can do the others, that's great. But or that 9 p.m. party is big time.
You see, Craig asked, is there a big cost to using one of those? It's like $125?
$125 a month, but that'll get you can get 4,000 shares a day.
I wouldn't have my sales without it. So
the way I look at it is like this. Yeah. I mean, big cost in a way. Yeah. I guess that kind of is a big cost, but $125, like that's maybe one day's of sale. Like I'll get that amount of sales in one day from those. And I do have a big closet too.
Even it's like 3 or 4 days for me. If I'm averaging I've had 57 sales basically since the start of May. So almost one a day. So even if it took a week, I get 3 weeks of sales. Otherwise, I get basically, because I'm not going to share. I just know it. It's not in my nature to like Val yesterday on our show. Click, 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 click. Maybe one day, but not right now.
And I used to do it a long time by myself. And
because also, now I'm like worried that I'm going to start sharing while they're sharing. And then Poshmark will be like, how are they sharing 80 things at the same time?
You'll just get a lot of captures.
Yeah.
But the key is like 10,000 is the big number. That like I've read so much on this and heard so much. Like 10,000, you can get up to 10,000 followers a day. You can get up to 10,000 self shares a day. It's hard to hit those numbers. So I'm all about
10,000 followers. God, that would be enormous. I get like a few. I feel maybe it's I don't know 50 or something because I also need to start doing like I do in spurts. Like tonight while I'm watching TV, sit there, follow all the new people. That's right. Follow every Nike person or something. I mean, you
can do what they call targeted follows, like the items that you sell. Find people that like those items.
Yeah.
Through parties or through filtering. Scott, I pay $125 a month for that.
It's well worth it.
So worth it, dude. To have somebody do that for you.
As much as I waste money on eating out and just all sorts of bad crap, geez.
And they do. They also I told Matt, he was kind of on the fence. I'm like, they got a weekly one. And they've got different tiers. Like do the week, give it a try for a week. I think it's $25.
True, yeah.
Give it a try for a week, and if your sales goes up, if you triple like my sales went up probably 500%, at least, maybe even more. Like it was like a no-brainer. I was like, oh my gosh, why haven't I been doing this so long? And there's the link. I'm an affiliate for them, so if you do decide to give it a try, go through my link. I do get a small commission, but I only recommend things that I use and that work. And Everybody that's ever used it loves it.
Yeah, it's a must.
Scott, talk to me. We can talk later on our chat. I've got like an insider tip. I can give you two, but I just can't broadcast that here, unfortunately. Jody knows.
Sorry, I had to go to Facebook. Mason, my niece, text or messaged or whatever real quick. It's funny. Sometimes if she FaceTimes me or whatever you call it, Facebook message video, it's been a while, but we'll go forever just playing with this silly filters. But if I ask her a question, it's like her mom. I'm like, hey, how's everybody doing? One word, good. It's like, I know you're a little kid, but come on. I thought I'd get more, but it's just hilarious. When she wants to, it's great. And then good.
Right.
So I'm going to go up there Sunday. Carissa was like, can you come up this weekend? See the baby?
Right. Yep. Speaking of, my brother just messaged me. I feel bad. Like, my sister-in-law, Kelly, it's her birthday. So he's like, hey, we're going to, what do you call it? Garcia's, for her party, for her birthday party, they're going to get together there, eat and drink, and with some friends. I'm like, I'm sorry, dude. Like, nope. Like, if you've not been watching the news here in the Dallas area, we're like one of the hot spots in the country.
Yeah, and restaurants have to all go to 50%, and bars after this weekend
closed down. Yeah,
bars after this weekend, are shut down. And if it's your percentage of food, the alcohol, that 51% or whatever it is, they can stay open, but like at 50. So I think maybe restaurants that serve a lot of alcohol get this weekend, and then it's down to 50. But
it ain't worth it, man. Like, when I found out, I keep going back to this. One of Claudia's friends, her son,
that's who it was. Yeah,
and he got it from waiting tables, and like they gave him antibiotics, which made his blood thicker. And so then they had to give him a blood thinner, but the way they had to give him the blood thinner was with a 10-gauge needle in the stomach, several inches. He said it was every night for like quite a while.
Probably
10-gauge, the biggest. They say is the biggest needle you can get. I'm like, I am out. And not only that, like the thought of being like on a ventilator, like, oh, that's like, I don't like wearing a mask, so I'd hate that. If you don't like to wear a mask, you're gonna hate wearing a ventilator.
Yeah, like everyone keeps saying. Yeah,
I wear my mask now. Like, it is annoying. My glasses fall off. I need to get my glasses adjusted.
Unless you get a mask that looks like Darth Vader, and then it'd be kick aspirin. Hey, Jay, did you get the Avon truck yet? I thought of that earlier.
Well, and hold on, Jay. Like, it's not if you looked at it, most of the protesters actually wearing masks. What's really taking the toll is the big Trump rallies where he's packing 4,000 or 5,000 people in a church and not a damn person's wearing a mask. And then he comes on, and then they come on like today's rally and say, "Oh yes, we're doing great, and everybody should do these things." And a reporter says, "Well, why at your rallies are people not required to wear a mask?" It's hypocritical. I mean, the rallies there's probably something there, but guess what? That's because African Americans are, and I'm an ex-police officer. So for me to say this, it says a lot. But some police officers, I mean, imagine being a black person, and it's happened too many times, and they have every right to protest. My kids went to those protests; they wore masks. It can't just keep going on. So I wouldn't say that's the number one reason. I say the biggest reason is all these Republican states they opened up because they cared more about the economy, and that's what Trump wanted. Here we go on politics again. Oh my gosh. And people are stupid here. We're in a very conservative state, and we went to Walmart to pick up groceries from the car, order pickup. And while I was waiting, I counted 100 people that went into Walmart. Only 42 out of 100 were wearing face masks. 42%. Had nothing to do with the protest. It's stupid people that don't care about other people, and they're selfish. And they don't care about their family. It's stupid. Logic or science.
It's the looters of all ages and all religions and all colors and aliens.
Yeah,
and
the looters and the riders.
And those people more didn't wear the mask that I saw. So
yeah, and to be clear, I have no tolerance for those people at all. Like I love locking up bad guys when I was a police officer, and I never. Somebody asked on another. No, I never killed anyone. Never had any complaints.
Jack aspirin in that.
Yeah.
I haven't gotten sucked into anything today.
Yeah, it's not to keep out of it.
Jennifer, so did your bars open up? They've been open up, yeah, for a few weeks. And I didn't realize places have been at 75% because I took my dad to eat last Saturday night. I told Brian and some people in the chat, and like, no wonder it was fairly crowded, and it bugged me. So the governors here in Texas said bars after like noon today or 3 p.m., I think, are shut down. Restaurants are back to 50%. Maybe it's today or after Sunday. And then it's something about the alcohol, how much alcohol versus food sales.
Yeah, they're shutting down bars, and he's still not requiring people to wear a mask, which is stupid.
He's strongly urging. He's now clarified the count.
Come on.
In Dallas County,
you have to wear a seatbelt. You have to wear a seatbelt because you can kill yourself. I mean,
Dallas County, you have to.
Oh, I'm getting riled up just on this topic.
Dallas County, you're supposed to wear a mask when you go in a place.
The rally wasn't even a week ago.
Sure, it's just a sleeve, but
it's all different. Okay, yeah, you're right. You're right. That rally was only a week or so ago, so those numbers will spike later. But they weren't wearing masks. The people that protest mostly were. Like I followed too much of it. And there's a difference between trying to protest about people being murdered versus going to a political rally.
Yeah.
The political rally is because Trump needs his ego stroked. That's the only reason that's happening. And the reason the numbers are spiking is because Texas and these other states rushed to reopen too early. Yeah. And a lot of our fellow Texans are stupid because they don't wear masks, they don't social distance, they don't do any of the things they should do.
I have friends going to bars for several weeks, and I get it. You want to see your friends and blah, blah, blah.
Thank you,
as
Jake.
I said, hey, I've got lots of anxiety and all that. Check out Clay Can, my other channel. But like, maybe as I said, I've been preparing for this by being a self-isolationist, someone who's been depressed at times, wanting people to call me, not, and I don't call them. So I admit, part of me is almost like going, good, all you people who, to me, some people I know go out because I think instead of me isolating home, they go out to cover up whatever the hurt is by staying busy. You know what I mean? One of their coping things. So I get it. For them, they're dying to be out. Well, suck it up, Buttercup.
So here's the thing, and here's my big theory. This is my big theory. Our greatest strength is our independence.
Yeah,
we're innovative. You can't tell us what to do. Our country was founded by people that
our weakness.
So that's always been our strength, is our independence. But right now, it's killing us because you can't be told. You can't tell me what to do.
Yeah,
we're an individualistic society.
Yeah,
unlike Japan and a lot of these countries where their numbers, because everybody wears a mask and they understand the collectiveness is more important. We're selfish assholes. A lot of us Americans are. And I think that's why a lot of people around the world hate us. It's like, come on, man. Like my dad, he is so high risk. He has cancer. He has heart problems. He has diabetes. He's got so many medical problems. I mean, it's like, care about other people for once. Let's get this under control. I know it sucks. Like I want to go to the beach. I want to go out. We all do, but we got to do our part until there's a vaccine, and a vaccine. That's all there is to it. Thanks, Jacob.
Jennifer, where do you live? And who's your governor, if you know? Curious. Hi, Valley Face.
Yeah. What state are you in? I'm sure it's a Republican. They're all, because Trump doesn't wear a mask. Which, by the way, how about some leadership at the national level? By the way, his numbers are tanky, man. He even slipped up and said Biden's going to win. Like in 9 battleground states, he won in 2016. Wish Jody was here. He's now losing to Biden. And I'm not saying Biden's a perfect president, but we need someone competent. Honestly, the worst president with the worst crisis is a bad combination. My parents, so I'm in Texas. My parents are very conservative. They voted for Trump, and we've had many debates about it. But they even told me, hey, he's doing a horrible job with this pandemic, and they're not voting for him. Thank goodness. And I'm sorry if there's any Trumpers out there, but I don't get it.
Well, I just wish I do too much politics. But when he says like Democratic states, Democratic cities, well, like city of Dallas, we don't do political parties when people run. Sure, I'm going to go out on a very, I don't know if it's small limb or big limb.
Hold on, Jay, you're full of crap, man. You're full of crap. Read some polls, man. Look at some numbers.
Well, maybe he's saying like Jody.
You're crazy. He's looking at the numbers right now.
He's just saying that like how I do until he loses.
No, that's crap. Well, based on what, Jay? Come on, dude, I'll send you the link. Let's talk. I'm getting fired up. Yeah, I'd vote for Val for president. Sure. What would you do?
I was going to apply for eBay. I forgot to apply for that job. Remember, Clay for eBay.
Yeah, Clay for CEO.
Clay for CEO. Yeah, Clay can. Clay can anything.
Yeah, I mean, look at the other countries. I mean, England, Jay, they're doing a lot better over there. Even Japan. I mean, China.
They're Republicans. Yeah,
there's leadership at the top. Not where somebody tells you to drink freaking bleach. What the hell? Not where.
I'm gonna make that my ringtone.
People came to him and were telling him late last year about it. He didn't want to hear about it.
Can we?
Said, it'll be over by April.
Can you inject it somehow, or drink it, or the UV light? Here. This is the chloroform hydroxy.
We have an idiot for president. I want my president to be more intelligent than me. Am I asking for too much?
Bleach is good. Bleach for America.
It'll kill it.
God, he's such a moron.
An idiot.
Well, and he's a moron, I think, because.
Okay, Jay, here right now. I'll bet you $1,000. Take my bet. $1,000. Say yes right here on the chat. Put your money where your mouth is. Yeah. Here's the thing.
Hey, remember when you go inside?
Well, and what has Trump done for us for the past 4 years? People realize how horrible he is finally. Not all of them. There's some. I mean, like he said, he can murder. He said so. He can murder someone in the street, and his people still support him. He was right. His people don't have brains. And not. Oh, golly, $1,000. I'll pick you up on it right now.
Said it was racist to close flights from China.
Was that the biggest part of the problem? But do you think if you're do you honestly think Trump doing a better job than Biden would do? Do you really think that?
Like I even don't like Hillary, but I know she'd stand up to Putin. That's why Russia wanted Trump. See, God, I forget his name. Because I do believe there's the monetary stuff and dictators like dictators. But
so you wait. You're gonna put that you agree to the $1,000 bet.
As the kids would say at school.
I'm serious about it. Put it in there. All right. Put in there that you wager $1,000 to Brian.
As people would say on the TV show there.
Because I'm gonna win my $1,000 when I win, and if I lose for some reason, I'll pay you $1,000. It ain't gonna happen. Trump is killing us, literally. 126,000 people dead in the United States with this great leadership. Do you think he's doing a good job, Jay? I'm shocked that you're.
He's thinking he's doing.
I think just firing me up.
He's just saying that he thinks he'll win. Yeah, see, I'm witness. Yeah. Screenshot.
Yeah, you better be careful because if we go, it's gonna be a real bet. Okay, done. I bet $1,000.
I took a picture, so we need it.
Biden will defeat.
Look at Bruce at the bottom. Bruce is like instigator. Yay, fun bet.
That's gonna be an easy $1,000, man. Look at the whole number.
Bruce, that sounds like strip club, right? Oh, wait. Sorry. Make people laugh there. I bet Jay that it'll defeat Trump in the election. Hi, Scoochie. Scoochie, what do you think? She's walking away. She's not getting involved in this talk. She doesn't care as long as I have cat food.
Yep, there it is. Screenshot it. I'm down with it. That's easy. That's the easiest money I made. He's currently, as of today, nine. What do they call it? Gosh, what do they call the states where it's up in the air?
Swing states.
9 swing states he's losing. He's losing in Texas right now, and we're about as damn conservative as it gets. I mean, that's saying a lot. Oh my God, he's losing in Texas right now. Did you watch the press conference that his boy Pence put up? They roasted him. They're like, how are you saying to do all these things, but yet you don't do it in your rallies? He didn't take any other questions after that. He left.
That's funny, Val. When you get to Val's comment in a minute, it's funny.
Hey, I'm gonna get paid, Jacob.
Here, to make everybody.
What have you been? Have you been drinking bleach, Jay? What are you on? What drugs are you on over there, man? How do you think that? Come on, Joe. Do you want this bet too?
Is Jody in there?
No, he also said
100,000 Trump wins only because Biden isn't the best to put with Trump. Any side bets?
I can't cover 100,000.
He'd be sleeping right here on this sofa, divorced, with no contact with any of his 4 kids, probably, if he did that.
I mean, if I lose this bet, $1,000 is gonna hurt. I ain't gonna lie, but I'll pay up.
Don't tell Claudia, people. Okay, Scoogies, I'll make that mountain.
What I'll do at that point, I would pay Jay, and I probably would have to move somewhere. Like, I can't do 4 more years of Trump. Like, if I'm not dead by then from the coronavirus.
You're in Indy. Okay, I think you've been in the chat now. Yeah, they came back and we spiked with the virus. Huh. So you're saying back to Indy? Spring break, they sent, so the kids went home and now they're back. Just to clarify. Black, got to go to the eye doctor, see how around. Okay, I hope things are okay.
Val.
I got to call the eye doctor too, but I'm reluctant to I don't want to go to the dentist or eye doctor right now. The two.
Right. You know? My glasses are they're crooked, so I need to get an adjustment.
Because depending on what I'm doing in a few months, I need to get at least one more eye doctor visit in while it's on my insurance. I watch both sides.
What are you talking about, Jay? What polls support this? Give me some logic. They dug me into Maldi poll. How? Explain me how. You watching Fox News? You watching Sean Hannity? Or are you on Trump TV? What are you doing? All right, here. Let me talk for a minute, Clay.
Are you sending the link so he can come on?
No, hey.
How's it going, Mike? That's a good find. How you been, Mike? Oh, Mike. Yeah, I never emailed. I figured out the GoDaddy, I'm pretty sure. I commented in a reseller group like before I was going to email you, and people answered a lot of the questions. So I think now, I told Kevin yesterday, I think I can explain it. It's really not, it's more the fear of it than anything. And Mike, are you still looking for a bigger storage unit or anything? Or not? Bruce, where do you live again? I can't remember right now. Your polls are wrong. I guarantee Trump voters not say who they. Yeah, I do agree. So I'll agree somewhat that there are people, like in every election, that don't want to discuss politics. Look, I've even told my students, when you grow up, and let's say your family and friends all vote for candidate A, but you want to vote for B, what should you do? And eventually one kid will be like, vote for B, but tell them your family and friends you voted for A. And I said, exactly, because that'll just make your life easier. You know, so sometimes you might have to lie. And to me, that's an okay lie to, because certain people don't want to talk about.
Yeah, we shouldn't be talking politics, but I'm just so
I'm
over
okay with it. You're not, no one's like arguing.
I don't even care about my YouTube channel that much anymore. I'm not doing videos. I'm just going lives. It's more our thing.
Everyone get an extra coupon.
Extra coupon
for supplies? Or is it just, I got an email, Mike, saying that I needed to use a coupon, how do you say that word? By the end of this month.
Jay, here's the thing. There were some independents that voted for Trump in 2016. If you look at the polls for independents, they're leaving you. Like all the little swing states votes, like he only had 8% of the African American vote, but he probably is going to get 1% this time. I mean, he's insulting them. He's insulting Chinese. So
Mississippi. Oh yeah, sorry, Bruce.
You don't have to believe in polls. I know. Last time, and Hillary did have 2 million more popular votes. By the way, it wasn't like it was our stupid electoral college. But right now, all those swing states, he's losing them. But that's okay. I'm glad you don't believe in it. I like those $1,000 and what I want, $20 bills. However, PayPal sends it. I got one a while back for like. It was like an extra one, not your normal one you get every quarter. Because I shared that in our group. I think it was like an extra $50 or $75. I bought a lot of boxes with that. GoDaddy, that's Clay's thing.
Yeah, Mike's asking about like an extra coupon or whatever.
It was an extra coupon they sent.
Okay, so maybe I just said maybe I already used my second quarter one. Let me see here. If there's I don't know how to. I probably have to be on the dashboard or like laptop to. So the email.
That's fine, Jay. You can believe what you want. You got $1,000 butt.
Final opportunity to redeem your shipping supplies coupon. Yeah, be sure to redeem your June bonus coupon by 6:30. You'll receive your standard quarterly on July 1. So, Mike, I got this on June 24th at 11:34 a.m. If that helps. Maybe it's in your inbox or maybe accidentally deleted and it looks like this.
Yeah, I use mine. It's been a while. It's been 3 or 4 weeks probably.
Yeah, so...
And by the way, because July 1st, you'll get that new quarter. You'll have the option to use the new quarter coupon too for supply.
Where did you get it? Like I said, mine's just in my email.
It's an email.
Yeah.
Is there a title? Can you share the title of the email with him? Maybe you can search it.
The one from Wednesday, it said, final opportunity to redeem your shipping supplies coupon.
Okay. If you win, you can buy your own flight over here.
Oh, also, Mike, here's another one on June 11th. It says, whatever, it's hard to see, but it has the eBay logo and it says, this is our, and then in all caps, thanks to you, exclamation mark. That's June 11th, Mike. Yeah, so I think they sent it out on the 11th and the reminder the other day.
Jay, I'm curious, since we're talking politics here, what is it about what is it about Trump that you like? Because you obviously love him. Tell me.
Well, does he like him, or is he just saying? See, in my head, he's just saying like Jody that he just thinks he's going to win. Not that he's for him; he just thinks he's going to win.
I just don't understand.
But maybe he likes him.
What? Like I said, when my parents who voted for him told me they're not, that's anecdotal. I know that's not a poll. But that's anecdotal. That's putting your pulse on what people here in Texas feel. Like only the real hard racist people are still pro-Trump.
Well, I have family, and I'm not going to say they're all racist, but like one I've told you, it's about money. He might be little, but
okay. Let's talk about that. Let's talk about.
He also believes that Biden's losing it mentally. So.
Oh, and Trump's all there, right? Yeah, that's.
No, I know. I'm just saying what this person who it is.
Is better for money. Never mind all the bankruptcies he's had as a businessman. But what about right now? Just look at this pandemic that he reopened the country too soon. What's that going to do for our economy? Versus let's do it the right way, like some other countries, and then people follow guidelines. Then we gradually reopen where it's safe. Now we're all going to have shut down. Texas is now going in reverse. We just talked about they're closing bars down. They're going to have to close everything down because the Houston hospitals right now are already Their hospital beds are maxed out. It's going to be, man, people are going to be dying like left and right in Texas and some of these other states. There's just not enough hospital beds.
People are fed up and sick of the left screeching. Yeah, there's a lot of people who, I think that is true, that a lot of people are like, no, it's not that. Yeah, it's the split deal and how you see things. And like, it's not all racism or this, or look at the black cop that killed the white woman in Minneapolis a couple months ago, and that didn't get talked about. And you're like, no, but the numbers are, we're not to go into that. Or look at Chicago, the number of black people killing black people. Like that, stop. That's not, no.
Police officers. And once again, I was a police officer for 15 years. I have black students in my classes. That's one of their biggest fears, Jay. Smart, educated people, and they tell me about how.
Sorry for the noise there. I'll mute myself while the guy's blowing the thingy.
Guess what? There are racist people in the United States. I see it's all over, dude.
I learned today on a podcast, and it's a really good one. I'll send it to you. It's called like Stuff They Don't Want You to Know or That You Don't Know. And these two guys, and they talked about these two New Yorker articles from the last few years I need to go find. And this makes total sense. Anybody want to guess what country helped the civil rights movement? Anybody want to guess? As a way to undercut the United States whole we're land of the free and everything. It's so funny. The Soviet Union. Yes, the Soviet Union as part of their deal. And it worked because even in, they quoted Brown versus Board of Education, Brian, and it even says kind of like, because of the PR campaign by like the KGB and the Soviet Union, some of the white lawmakers who are racist here, they can't keep saying we're, and interfering in other countries, or however you want to look at it. And some of that I might be okay saying, be democratic if we're not treating our own people fair. So the Soviet Union actually, and they also tried to get Martin Luther King. You might know this. I knew the FBI tried to use him, and then he said no. The Soviets did the same thing. So at one time, Martin Luther King, poor guy, had the FBI and the KGB on his ass. Yeah.
And so, fascinated, but we're not racist here in the U.S., right? Man preaching peace. Assassinating.
It was a fascinating. I didn't even finish it. I want to find these articles and send it to a couple friends and let them post it on Facebook.
I don't know, man. This makes me sad. I don't know.
Ryan's all, he was worked up. Now he's sad.
Yeah, you want to fight over it.
Something good before he goes in the house and kicks the puppy.
All right, I'm about to go eat some chicken tostadas. And my wife is Mexican, and my students are mostly Mexican. So, and by the way, the latest thing he did, he rescinded the DACA. He's trying to rescind DACA again. Oh, and he's also trying to get rid of healthcare during the middle of a pandemic.
Yeah, I saw that.
Don't worry about that. But he's great for the country. Just wants to send all these good young kids
who no fault of their own are here.
And some of them are great, man. I personally know some of them.
Brian and I do anything for my kids. Russia's been attempting to cause discord. Yeah, the first thing they talked about was 1932 during the Depression. They brought people over from Harlem and stuff and made a movie, or they wanted them to. Langston Hughes, they brought him over.
Right.
So the Soviets did do, hey, they did it for their own selfish reasons, money and power, but hey, at least they helped the civil rights movement. However, it's got to move along.
All right, guys. So recapping, Jay and I have a $1,000 bet. Whoa. What is it? November what? November
3rd, 5th, 3rd, 4th, 5th, something. So we're almost July, August, September, October. We're about a little over 4 months.
Hey, you better start selling, Jay. set aside $1,000 for me. Man.
He has. I've seen his videos. He's selling.
Good. Save me that $1,000.
Yeah. I like Jay's comment earlier. Fly me over, or you fly me over, and I'll celebrate.
If he wins, then he'll have the money to fly himself over.
Yeah, right. Oh, I saw. If anybody's interested,
honestly, if Trump wins, $1,000 would be the least of my worries at that point. I've probably been in a severe depression. I could probably use that $1,000 for extra counseling, but
well, maybe I do hope, as he wants, that we will get another stimulus. I don't know if that's the best for the overall economy, but if they're going to do it, I'll take another $1,200. It'd be great if they did the $2,000 a month for several months, along with our school.
But don't most Trump supporters say no? We don't want any handouts from the government. Isn't that one of his things? No handouts. They should. But did they take the money? I bet they took the money.
Oh yeah, of course.
Yeah, hypocrites. Capital H.
We're the person that I've told you, and I've said on the show who's going to vote for him. He doesn't say that about handouts. Like, if people deserve the money for workman's comp, they deserve it, and because there are a lot of people who cannot work. And
well, that's good. A moderate Trumper, if there's such a thing.
Oh, when he says that Trump's an idiot, like he was like,
how do you vote for an idiot? How do you realize he's an idiot and you vote for him? Lesser
of two evils, I think, for him. I've told you what station they watch, and
oh yeah.
So it is what it is, Well,
why don't you move over here since you love him so much, Jay? You need to get you a passport over here and.
Oh, the last thing, I know you're going to go. There was a guy at a Trump rally. It's that Klopper guy who goes at the rallies and interviews people. And you could find idiots at the Biden one or Hillary or any politician. But this one guy here, I'll write it out.
The percentage of idiots at Trump ralies is way higher. I'm sorry.
Oh, yeah. But he did this.
Way higher. Those people are stupid.
He had something like this. Oh, let me write this real quick. And it was like, and then it was like, what's one of his son's names? I'll just put Junior here. So 24, 28. It was like this. His T-shirt said something like this. So
I saw that. Yeah.
Ivanka, but then it didn't have like Ivanka again, so the guy was making fun of this guy's shirt. And he's like, your shirt's missing. And he's like, no, it's there. And he's like, it's only 4 years, Yeah, it was great.
Yeah, not the best at logic and math or
Bruce, the child zone, I think, is going away.
Don't believe in global warming. I mean, it's like I can be farther away from a Trumper.
Yeah.
All right, guys. Well, thanks for stopping by.
Jay, you don't have to cover your ears when I do the dun 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 dun.
No. All right, wait, you gonna cue it? We gotta cue it if we do it.
Okay.
All right.
Like Brian said,
this is a weird episode. We got $1,000 bet on the presidential.
Yeah, I know. I'm like, that is so much money.
It's a lot of money.
Man.
I'm gonna honor it though. If I lose, I will honor it. I'm a man.
You'll pay. I believe Jay would pay for sure too.
I will. With that being said, I'll be watching the polls a little bit more closely, even though they don't believe in them. All right, until next time, guys. Well, until Monday.
Peace.
Happy sourcing. Be safe. Wear your mask. Keep yourself safe. But that's funny though. Like, Jay, didn't you stay in your apartment like for months and didn't even peek your head out? But like all the Trumpers, like they're all like all at the bars, no mask, spitting on each other. Anyway, it's kind of interesting. Like Jay believes in science, I think, because he didn't want to get the corona, but not Trump. Anyway, all right. With that, enough politics. Y'all have a good weekend. Be safe sourcing. Q time.
Dun, 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 dun.